Howdy, welcome back to the Seattle Kraken franchise. In the last video, I said I was going to edit some lines and do all that editing behind the scenes stuff, but then I started doing it, and I did my edit lines. I do have them edited and fixed. The problem I had, though, is that I'm missing a few pieces, so I wanted to show you what I got here. We'll go to edit lines real quick. We haven't done any simulation or anything. The top six you're pretty familiar with at this point. Beauvillier, Sorelli, and Anderson move up from second to first line. Zacha, Domi, and Duclair move down to second line from first line. So you can kind of see we got some higher overalls up here. We got some lower overalls down here on average, but the +5 chemistry will balance it out. So we have two really, really good top six. We have a good top six, I feel like. Our top six is really good, I feel like. And it's not elite, obviously, but it is really, really good. This is going to be where the heartbreak comes in. Joshua Ho-Sang is a guy I signed to go to the AHL, but after playing around with some of the lines and roster moves and stuff, I felt like he was better suited to be up here in the NHL. Now, I've got him slated on the third line. It's definitely not his best line. His best line would be the second line. And what I started thinking about, I may have had these thoughts in the last video. I don't remember. I kind of went stream of consciousness there at the end of that last video. But Max Domi is on a one-year contract. If he somehow falters or doesn't really come up to snuff, I could trade him and move Joshua Ho-Sang up to this second line and juggle it around a little bit. Probably move Zacha to center, Duclair to left wing, and put Ho-Sang at this right wing spot. And it would still have, just to show you, I'm going to mess with it real quick. Oh, wow, it's +3. Okay, there we go, +5. So Duclair, Zacha, and Ho-Sang still get a +5 once I get them arranged the way I want. So I'd still have a +5. It'd just be a lesser overall. Domi is a better passer and a little bit of a better player, hence the better overall. So there is that, but I just want to show you that if Domi doesn't work out or is asking for a ridiculous amount in re-sign, I do have Ho-Sang as a backup, as a temporary kind of fill-in guy. And also you got to remember, we also have Gustav Grachev coming through the wings that could be a playmaker for us on that second line going forward. Because remember, I drafted him on the premise that he would be able to play first or second line time. So we have that guy in the mix as well. Our third line is where it really starts to fall apart, though, because after Ho-Sang, he's kind of not a great fit on that third line. We have Hinostroza, who is the best fit right now is the third line. And then we have James the Real Deal Neal, who has fallen to an AHL top 6 potential, which really, really hurts because I'm currently paying him $5.75 million to probably be about a 75 overall. His overall will start to plummet quickly. I will probably end up shuffling him to the AHL at some point during the season to while away the rest of his time in the AHL. I really hope he can maybe score some goals before that happens, but we'll have to see. That AHL top 6 potential is death. He went from top 9 to AHL top 6. He skipped bottom 6 completely, which really, really hurts. I was hoping I could get another year of third line production out of Neal. I don't think that'll be the case now. So we had to make some alterations. So be prepared to see James Neal make his way to the AHL eventually. Pierre Engvall, as a result, goes from a depth player to a guy who's going to play some legitimate fourth line minutes for us. He joins Mark Jankowski, who was going to be a bench player. However, with the advent of everything changing around, Jankowski now becomes the fourth line centerman, and then Sundqvist becomes stays our fourth line forward. He could have bumped up to third line, but the problem is bumping it up to third line is Ho-Sang isn't really helping down there on that fourth line. But I could play this and separate our playmakers. That would give us a power forward for when James Neal has to move down. So maybe we do that eventually, but not right now. If James Neal starts to falter, we may make that swap and change around some stuff. But for right now, we're going to leave it as is. 2 playmakers and a power forward, and we have two two-way forwards and a power forward to round out the bottom 6. So Sundqvist definitely likes the coaching change. He goes from being a fourth line guy to being basically a top 9 guy, which is what his potential is. So that's a good thing for him. He can move around and be some interesting piece movement for us if we need to juggle some stuff down here in this third line area. Defensively, we have definitely improved as a result of the coaching change, because before we had a +5 on our first line with Gotha Spear and either Carlo or harmonic. Now with Brendan Carlo and Morgan Riley, you see it's a +3, but Morgan Riley's an 88 overall. So that's still pretty doggone good. Carlo will be only an 84 overall. And now our +5 chemistry moves to this second line, which if you recall from last year, pretty much stayed at a 0. So now we have guys, this guy's going to play at an 89 overall. This guy's going to play at an 84 overall. So really good to bring in that young Logan Stanley, who, by the way, jumped to a top 6 role. So I had to move him from the AHL to the NHL, which means I had to make some changes elsewhere as well. Devin Taves and Steven Johns could be better suited higher up as far as chemistry, especially Steven Johns. But because they had such a good year last year together in that third defensive pairing, I'm going to leave them there, mainly because there's better options ahead of them on the left side as far as Taves goes. He's really our third best left-handed shot, or left-handed defenseman, I should say. So I'm going to keep him on that third defensive pairing with Johns, which gets a +3 overall. So our overalls, as far as chemistry-wise, are greatly affected by the coaching change, and you see it right here. Now, I have not done any changes to the power play or penalty kill as of yet, because I want to do some other things before I make those special teams changes. But I also want to show you our netminder, a significant upgrade in Frederik Andersen as far as overall. We go from an 84 to an 87 overall, an elite level potential. And he's listed as an elite goalie, so hopefully that save percentage will be at least above 900 would be nice. But hopefully it's above 910 and we get some wins extra as a result. Aiden Hill is still our backup in the NHL. And now let's flip over to the AHL side. The AHL saw some differences, but hopefully there'll be good differences. We have Hagel, playmaker, a guy who's going to be an AHL guy for the rest of his career more than likely. Hold on one second. Excuse me. Sorry about that pause. I had a cat that wanted to come in, so I had to make a pause real quick and knock it out. You guys wouldn't notice much except for maybe a little jump. But going back to the AHL side, Hagel is going to be a first-line playmaker for us down there in the AHL. Gaudin is a guy I hope to grow. He's listed as a fourth-line forward. I'm going to keep him down here in the AHL playing first-line minutes because I think that's where he's best suited at right now. I'm hoping he can get to an 80 overall, maybe bring him up as a guy to replace maybe a Jankowski, or somebody of that nature going forward. Dryden Hunt, a two-way forward, top 9 depth forward guy. A guy I could have put in the NHL, but I chose to keep him as a winger down there in the AHL with Hagel and Gaudin. Gabriel Bork makes his way back onto the AHL roster after spending some time, a cup of coffee up with us to finish out last year. Jujhar Khaira was a guy I thought was going to move up into the NHL. When I started playing around with lines and things of that nature, he just wasn't a good fit in the NHL roster for chemistry purposes. So I'm going to spend $2 million a year and keep him down here in the AHL until Neil starts to falter. When Neil starts to falter, I will probably call Khaira up and he will play bottom 6 time. I signed Ryan Reeves as an enforcer just because I like the fact that having an enforcer, a tough guy on the roster. Another guy I tried to bring up to sit, but he just wouldn't have been a good fit anywhere on the roster if I played him. So I'm going to keep him in the AHL to keep my guys clean down here. Third line used to be the Grinders Assemble line. It could still be again if I flip it, which I may or may not do depending. Actually, you know what? I am going to do that. Well, Ryan Reeves is better on the second line, but yeah, we're going to do that real quick. So executive decision, the Grinders Assemble line is back together for one more run. Grinders Assemble with an enforcer? Nah. We'll keep the Grinders together. Grinders Assemble line is our second line. Bork, McCarron, and Reeves are now our third line. Watson, who was an NHL starter last year, now he's in the AHL. Best fit is on the fourth line, so I put him here with Kine and with Stefan Neeson, who I tried to bring up to the NHL, but another guy who just didn't have a good fit for us in the NHL. Now, I signed some more two-way defensemen for the AHL, which is going to cause some chemistry issues, but ultimately will benefit our NHL squad more. And I'm thinking about hiring a different coach once this coach's contract runs out, unless he just completely, kills it and wins a Calder and keeps getting us in the Final Fours of playoffs. McCoshen was a top 4 high potential defenseman over the offseason. He dropped to 7th D, which is just ball busting. So he is a guy that's going to be basically he's going to be a career, guy down there in the AHL. I'll probably let him go after this year because he's currently signed for a $1.125 million contract. He is not worth that in the AHL to me. Darren Raddysh is a guy I signed just to be a placeholder in the AHL. I really don't have any current prospects coming up. This is the only quote prospect I have. Allard, this is a guy I signed in free agency, but he's only a top 6, so I don't really have anybody in the pipe right now that I can really sign and put up here. I do need to sign someone to replace Mr. Summerby, though, because Summerby is an AHL top 2 veteran guy. I want him to be that depth piece that comes in if I have an injury. I do not want him starting in my top 6, so I'm going to be signing in this video at the beginning. I'm going to be signing a guy to basically play top 6 AHL defense minutes. And I'm going to be signing, I believe, one guy to play in the NHL as a depth forward. I believe that's what I need to do. Let me flip real quick and double check myself. Yes, because the other thing I need to do is right here. I need to trade Derek Forbort. Derek Forbort no longer has a place on this squad, unfortunately, with the growth of Logan Stanley. Logan Stanley kind of takes his spot in the roster. Originally, it would have been Forbort and Gothenspier right here. But with the advent of Logan Stanley wanting top 6 time and me not wanting to leave him in the AHL any longer, and plus he's 6'7", 238 pounds, I want to get him up here and get him playing. So even though it's 2 left-handed shots, which kind of messes with my mind and my OCD, I'm going to bring him up here and I'm going to play him with Gothenspier, and we're going to have a +5 chemistry right there, which means I no longer have a place for Forbort, because Hakanpää is going to be my 7th defenseman coming in. He's going to be the guy that's going to step in. Even though he's a minor top 2, Jordy Ben last year was a minor top 2 for most of the season, and he played just fine in that role. He's a solid defenseman, nothing spectacular, but again, I'm not expecting spectacular from this guy. I'm expecting him to come in and do some work when I need him to. So with that being said, I'm going to make an effort to trade Forbort in this video real quick before we get going. I'm going to sign a depth forward to bring up preferably someone who's a main centerman, maybe could play some wing as well, so that way I have guys that can go wherever I need them to go, preferably left wing center maybe. We'll see what's out there and available, but Forbort's the first thing that needs to go, and so we're going to make an effort. We're going to go ahead and just find a trade for him. Nothing spectacular. I'm not expecting a huge return for Forbort, especially with that trade value, but he's on a good contract for, I believe, is it 2 years or 1? 2 years at 2.25. I feel like I'll get solid value for the pick. I'm going to go ahead and just open the block up. I've got 3 trades, a 4 and a 6 from Columbus, a 4 and a 6 from Philly, and a 4 and a 5 from Vancouver. Oh, 4 and a 5 from Vancouver? I was thinking about taking Columbus's, mainly because Columbus was god-awful last year, and I don't know what they've done in the offseason. I could look and see. I could actually look and see right now. I'm just going to go in and edit the trade. I'm not going to edit it probably, but I want to see if they've added anything in the offseason. Patrick Laine, Quentin Byfield's the guy they added from the trade with Los Angeles, trading Seth Jones. So that's a really good ad too. Man, sakes alive, that's a really good ad. Whew. All right, so they're in rebuild mode right now. They're not really looking for, I mean, they've got a couple of pieces. They've re-signed Patrick Laine. So they're going to be probably a little bit better this year. But they still have work to do. Their blue line is pretty much garbage right now. So this is a good trade for both teams. And even though Vancouver would give me a higher pick, I'm going to take this one because I think Columbus is still going to be bad this year. And I'm hoping those 4 and 6s become essentially you know what? Before I go too fast, 2023, is that next year's draft or is that this year's draft? That's next year's draft. So I'm trading for futures where they might be good, but I'll still do it. I think Columbus is still going to be garbage in 2 years. So even so, 4 and a 6 is not a terrible deal. Proposed trade, and yeah, we'll take that definitely. So Forbort's no longer a member of the organization. He was a great ad for us early on, but unfortunately, we've had some growth, we've had some changes, and he's no longer a viable member of the staff or the defensive core. So let's look and see forwards for depth. And I'm looking for depth guys. I want depth, specifically their role to be depth. if they have any. Let's see if we have any in the forward category. Fourth line, there's a ton of forward. There we go, fourth line depth. Maybe Rifle, a two-way forward. Now, the problem I'm going to have is it's going to show him being for Gordie Howden's scheme, who I fired, if you remember from last video. So I don't know if I want to trust that or not. Houdon. Wheel is a playmaker who can play right wing. I want left wing, preferably. I think I'm just going to sign Rifle. 78 overall. I'm going to sign him. If he works out, he works out. If he doesn't, it's a one-year deal for a depth player that I'm hopefully not going to use a whole lot. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now I need a defenseman, preferably a defenseman who is a left-handed shot. Yeah, left-handed shot. I was looking, though, I was thinking, when I did my scouting before I started this video, I was thinking about signing Honka, who is a right-handed shot. He's a two-way defenseman, so he's going to struggle down there in the AHL. But he's top 4 medium, and I'm hoping he doesn't plummet. And that's a one-year deal, so if he does plummet, I can just let him go. So I'm going to sign Julius Honka, even though it doesn't totally fit the bill. I'm going to sign him and hope that I can maybe jump him into something that's worth a top 4 potential. And if he drops the top 6, then he'll be right there in that vein. If he drops to 7th D or lower, then I just let him go and don't worry about it. So those are the two guys I'm going to grab real quick. And I believe now we need to do one last thing. For the NHL, we're going to work on the power play. And for the power play, we do have a new power play scheme. As I look to see where... Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, sorry. Had to pull up my stuff. So our scheme has changed. And Beauvillier doesn't fit, but Cirelli does. Hinostroza does. Does Engvall? No. Zaka does. Riley doesn't. Gothenspirer. Well, I'm going to split Gothenspirer and them up. And I'm probably not going to play Taves. Oh, he fits, though. Oh, he fits the scheme, too. That stinks. I'd rather have a forward out there, though. I'd rather have 4 forwards. Alright, so we'll keep on rolling here. I'm having some internet issues, so that's why I had a little bit of a pause there. You may have not noticed it too bad, though. But I'm looking at this power play setup, and I need to add a couple of players to it. Engvall, I think, is going to come off of it. I want to put Duclair on the first line with Beauvillier and Hinostroza. And then I'm going to take Taves off, and I'm going to put Hosang on the second line with Zaka. And I want Anderson up here somewhere. So let's do this. Beauvillier might come off. Hinostroza, Anderson, Duclair. Yeah, that might be the play here. I'm kind of playing around to see if I can get some chemistry ups, and it's not really flipping a whole lot. So we'll go Zaka, Hosang, Engvall, Gothenspirer. We'll take Engvall out. Who else do I have to play? Center. Zaka's already there. Sundqvist I could put in as power forward. Max Domi's not out here? Oh, Max Domi, get out here. Come on. Seriously? Boom. Okay, Max Domi can play center. Cirelli can play defense back. Yeah, defense. Well, I say that. Let's do that. Duclair. Actually, I'll put Domi up here. Beauvillier, Zaka, Hosang, Hinostroza. Actually, I could take Hosang out because Hosang's not really helping me there. Especially not on defense. So let's see. What do I have? Beauvillier, Duclair, Zaka, Domi, Sundqvist. I could try Sundqvist out and see if he works. What about James Neal? James Neal's completely... Oh, geez. Yeah, I can't put you back there on defense, though. So I'll tell you what. We'll do this. Beauvillier play back. Okay, we'll do that. All right, cool. So that's power play. 4-man power play. We'll put Anderson up there. We'll put Duclair up there. Hinostroza, Beauvillier. Beauvillier's going to have to come off on a 4-man. We'll put Zaka up here. And there's a +1. Gothisphere can stay. Taves comes off for... I don't want to put... let's put the Sunquist out there. Let's get Sunquist out there. Yeah, Sunquist out there. So boom, boom. That's 2 power forwards. Hold on. That's 2 power forwards. Crap. I don't want to put 2 power forwards. Don't want to put 3 power forwards out there. Let's do that then. Let's make the second power play unit is going to be a beefy unit. Yeah, let's do that. So beefy up front with some decent in the back. Okay, so that's what we'll do for the 4-man. Now penalty kill. All right, this is a huge one. Okay, so Engvall moves to center. Beauvillier doesn't fit. Cirelli fits. I don't want Cirelli. First line centerman should not be taking that. Give me Sunquist. Can Sunquist play it? Yeah, okay. Sunquist can play. Okay, Hosang is a -1. Really? Why is he a -1? Riley, let's get... Okay, Logan Stanley does not like it. Okay, nobody likes the diamond, apparently. Brendan Carlo... What about Gothisphere? Does he like the diamond? He doesn't care. Okay, so... Alright, so... Okay. I want to give them a break. Where's Taves? Is Taves out here somewhere? I don't remember if Taves is out here. Well, he's out here now. Okay, so Stanley, Carlo. Okay, so yeah, Beauvillier's got to come off of the PK. And we will put... we already have Sunquist out here, I think. What about Domi? Could he play? Oh, that's worse. Never mind. Don't care. It's worse. Jankowski. What about Jankowski? Can he play? No. Okay, Jankowski's no longer a good PKer. What about Hinostroza? He fits, but it's a -1 still. And it's probably because of Brendan Carlo. Well, then take Brendan Carlo out. That's a simple answer. Stephen Johns? Still -1. I don't like the -1. I want to get rid of the -1. How can I get rid of the -1? I can get rid of Taves, yeah. Gothisphere is at least even. Okay, so no, still no. Jeez. Why are you making it so tough for me to not get a -1? I got 2 yellows, 2 greens, a yellow. This is 2 greens and a yellow with... Yeah, why is this an issue? And why is it -2? Okay, that's something different. Okay. There we go. Okay, there we go. So Gothisphere and Carlo, Riley and Stay. Okay, so now we figured it out. So Stanley come out. We'll get Stephen Johns in there. There we go. Okay, finally figured that crap out. Okay, Hosang, no. Let's get Sunquist out there, and we're gonna move Riley down. And move Carlo. Okay, who's our PKers? Gothisphere and Carlo. So we're gonna go Gothisphere. Oh geez, that's just all sorts of miserable. -3, yeah. Okay, we got to find somebody that can play. Okay, Cirelli maybe. Puts it on my. Okay, I'm gonna do this at -2. Engvall, I'll let you play PK at no penalty. Yeah, we'll do that. Cirelli will just have to play 3. He'll play 3-man. Hopefully he won't be out there that much. So power play's got a little bit of juice to it. 4-man, the second line's got some juice to it. The PK is nothing, but it's better than nothing. So our PK is probably going to suffer a little bit. AHL wise though, oh boy, I haven't even looked at AHL special teams yet. Mainly because I haven't signed anybody. So let me sign some guys, and then we'll go from there. So let's see, advance a day. There we go. Finally, Rifle, Honka. Okay, so edit lines, and let's go ahead and roster moves because Raffle's going to have to move up to the AHL or NHL, not AHL. What am I thinking? Raffle's going to come up. That's fine. Yep, that's good. And then in the system, do I defenseman? Do I have? Okay, Honka's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so cool. So now we can edit and put Honka in the mix. That was the main thing I was waiting on, was Honka to get in the mix. Defense, get Summerby out. We'll put Honka in. Okay, and we'll move him up, maybe? Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, cool. So offense. Let's see. Okay. Still connected. That's good. Sorry if you missed it. I've got some internet issues on this particular recording, so I'm hoping my internet stays up to where I can keep connected remote play to my PS5. It should, but if it disconnects, you might see a sudden pause and hopefully not hear a curse word in between. Okay, so scratched players here. Okay, Rata, Grachev. So a lot of my young players are scratched right now. Not the greatest thing. Tell you what, let's. I want to put Rati in there at least, or maybe Darlene. Let's put Darlene in there, just to see where they fit. So 2 and 4 is where he fits. Well, he's not playing on line 2 because that is the Grinders Assemble line. Sorry, you are out on there, sir. Let me get Rata in here and see where he fits. Best on line 1. He's okay everywhere else. I do not want to put him on line 1. Yeah, I don't want to put him on line 1. That's a big demotion for Gordon. So I can play Roddy. I'll tell you what, though. He's listed as another forward, I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, he's listed as another forward. I'll let him be a bench player. Let him sit in the AHL. Let him learn a little bit. Who else is scratched up here? We got 2 centers, a winger. All our young guys basically are scratched. But they're all other forwards anyway, so that's not a huge deal. And if we need to, we can sign some guys if we got to. Okay, so this is our top end. This is now our defense. So Honka moves up to play that top line with McCaution. Special teams, power play. Geez, what did we play out here? I think I'm going to go Honka first. So Honka's going to be the defenseman out here. And we will change to Austin Watson, maybe? Let's just flip. Okay, I dropped it to a 0, so no. What about Bork? Let's put Bork out there. +1. Okay, but Bork is on the second line, so I got to take him off of that. So Bork off. Dryden Hunt's somewhere, isn't he? Yeah, Dryden Hunt's on the other side. Hagel's on the top line. All right, so let's try Kine somewhere. Yeah, oh, Kine's at center. Can't do that. Jujar Kyra? Yeah, yes, Jujar Kyra. Jujar Kyra's been a beast. We'll just put him on the first line power play. Take the negative. All right, Kine, Gauden. Yeah, because there's a playmaker there. Grinder, 2-way forward. Yeah, that'll work. Radish is a defenseman. We'll put Smith on that side. So we got a Grinder here. Yeah, I mean, we'll make that work. Gauden, Neeson, Kine. Well, you know my boy's coming in, right? So I'm going to find a way to make this work. Oh, geez. I'm making it worse, not better. Let's go Honka at this point. And we need let's look and see what we got out here for wingers. Dryden Hunt, can you come up here? No. How about Neeson? Nope, that makes it worse. That makes it not worse, but not better. Sorry about all this indecision and delay. Well, let's get is Hagel? Hagel's not. Oh, Hagel is out there. I don't need another playmaker out there. We'll do Dryden Hunt. Dryden Hunt can play that. It'll be a -2 though. I tell you what. Let's make our second line power play the -2. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Neeson, Kyra, Radish is a defenseman. Hunt's on both lines. So let's take and put Kine on this line. And we'll put Kyra on the wing. And then Dryden Hunt will come off of this. And we'll put, for kicks and giggles, where's Ryan Reeves? Kicks and giggles. Yeah, the depressing part is he actually completely meshes with this guy, but he's an enforcer, so that drags it down as a result. Carter Ashton. Okay, that just makes it completely bomb out. The grinders are being a problem, so Hagel, Bork. Bork is not on either line, right? Okay, yeah. Bork will be out there with Radich. Actually, let's put Allard out there. He's got the potential to come up a little bit, so we'll do that. PK, Kyra, Hunt. We'll go Ashton, Honka, and we'll go there. Gauden. What about Ryan Reeves? Can he play PK? I wouldn't want him on PK. He's probably going to be in the box more often than not anyway. All right, we'll do Austin Watson. Gauden. We'll flip this. Oh, no, never mind. That's +3. Wait, why was it? How is it a +3? Honka on the wing. Okay, Ashton on the wing with McCoshen is a... No, I'm not doing that. Honka. I could replace Honka. Okay, Trotman. Let's replace Trotman with Schultz. See if that happens. Okay, nothing changed, but nothing got worse either. So, okay, Kyra. Yeah, that's perfect. Gauden, Honka, Radich, and Trotman. Yeah, that's perfect. Well, Trotman come out. Let's put Allard in. Okay, there we go. So there's our special teams. Connor Ingram, Scott Darling still our netminders. So I think that's pretty good. I think we're good there. All right, excuse me. Let's do one last thing. Let's look at contracts real quick. And let's take a look-see at our elite potential players. We finally have one on the roster in Morgan Raleigh. We had to pay a pretty penny, but we got him on the roster. Hopefully he will not be too bad. And we have 3 now in the minors. Well, minor-ish. So, yeah, 2 a low potential and 2 medium potential elite players. Grachev. Our prospect pool, I feel like, is strong now. I feel like it's pretty strong. It could be stronger, but I feel like we're pretty solid now. Could use some elite defensemen in the minors, but for right now, I'll take some top 4s and work with it. Let's see goalies real quick. I want to look at Rodriguez, 69 overall starter. Okay. Where's oh, there's Darling. I was like, where's Darling? I forgot I organized it by potential. All right, so there we go. All right, and let's go ahead and get to the regular season. And I think we'll sim a month, maybe. We'll go 1 month and see where we're at and see if we need to make any changes, and I'm going to stop there. So we'll get about 10 games of sim in. No, I'm not trading Stephen Johns, not even for a second-round pick. Not even for a second-round pick. Stephen Johns is fully healed. Cool. Continue. Didn't take him out, so it doesn't matter. Okay, salary cap. We're good. Waivers, we're good. Go to assign scout. Actually, I'm going to leave that to auto. I hate doing that in year 2, but I'm going to leave it to auto for the first month. That will be something I change after the first month behind the scenes, and I'll show you guys on the next video. Because I don't want to eat you up too much time. We're already at 30 minutes. I don't want to eat too much time up here. So we're going to play out a month and see where we're at. So let's go. Remember, we're on a 2-loss ratio with our goalies, so we will have to swap out here and there. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Shootout loss, don't need Nito Rider, and a win. And a win and a loss. So, okay, so our NHL team is better off right now. 4-2 loss. Okay, so we're 1-1-1. Freddie Anderson, need you to shape up here, son. You've allowed 5 goals in a shootout. You've allowed 3 goals in a W, and you've allowed 4 goals in a loss. That's not what I wanted from my goaltender. I will look at that later. I'm not really worried about it at the moment. I will focus on all that after this month is over. I want to get this month in, get to Ottawa on the 1st, and see where we're at. Identical records at 2-1-1. Okay, Glenn Gauden is injured foot. Well, you know what? First line, right? Guess who's going in? Our future stud. Atu Rati. Here we go, bud. Prove your worth to me, sir. 7-3 win. 3-2 loss. Okay, so our AHL goaltending situation is going to change. Okay. So far, 4 assists for Julius Honka. I dig that. That's good. I don't like the losses, but I dig the new signing leading the points. But where's the rest of my crew? Oh, sorry. Wrong spot. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and go right here. Freddie Anderson wins again. 4-1-1. See what a difference. I know he's not playing ideal. I'm going to look at the stats after 10 games, but he's not playing ideal. But we're 4-1-1. I can't argue with the results. Meanwhile, our AHL squad is suffering right now. Why would I trade for Kyle Pozo? No. 2-1W. 9-4W. There's that AHL squad I know and love. Okay, good job, guys. 5-3 win, 6-4 win. That's not going to be 10 games, is it? Let's see. 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm going to play through Ottawa then. So I'll play to the second. I want to get 10 games in. That's kind of my benchmark number. All right, so I can play. Yep. So let's see. Do we have 5? Man, I'm liking this Freddie Anderson signing. I'm liking it. Josh Anderson's fully healed. I never took him out. Okay. Freddie Anderson's shaped up now. Okay, I dig this. Okay, so what a difference a season makes. Now it's still early. Oh, you got to be kidding me. James Neal's leading our team in points. Oh, I have to laugh at that. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's take a look-see real quick at some stats, and then we'll wrap up the video, and I'm gonna cut it here for the day for my day anyway. This is the 3rd or 4th video I've recorded today, but let's just go through real quick. Now it's early in the season. I fully acknowledge that, but we are 8-1-1 to start the season, and we lead our division with 17 points, and right behind us are the Anaheim Ducks at 15 points. They basically have lost a game more than we have. Okay, we are scoring 4 goals a game. We're allowing 2.6. That is much better numbers than what we had last year. We had about 3 goals a game versus more than 3 goals a game, more than what we were scoring. So, again, it's early. I'm emphasizing the fact that it's early, but through 10 games, I really like what I see so far if we can keep it up. Power play, Jesus H. 28.6%. Now, it's only got 21 power plays total, so it's not a huge sample size, but 28.6 is 28.6. So that I'm taking that all day long. We're making them pay with the opportunities we get. And our PK is awful. Okay, so that's our Achilles heel right now is the penalty kill. We have to figure out something with the penalty kill. We're going to have to make some changes on the PK, make something work. That is not acceptable. 72% is not acceptable. I could let it go another month and then make changes because we are playing well. But if that number doesn't come up and we start losing games as a result, I will make changes, and it will be wholesale changes to the PK. Power play is fine right now. I'm not going to touch it. PK definitely needs some work. All right, now we go to stats. Oh my gosh. Is he third or fourth line? He's third line. James the Real Deal Neal by a landslide leads our team in goals with 9. The next guy has got 4. Okay, that's ridiculous. There's no way he keeps that pace up. No way in God's creation. That is a pace. That's a pace for almost a 72 goals in 80 games, so 73 goal season. There's no way you keep that pace up at 80 overall AHL top 6 potential. But I'm happy. I'm happy with it. Our second line, formerly our first line, not getting off to as good a start as I'd hoped, but Duclair is a point-a-game player. I can't complain about that. Max Domi is near a point a game, and Zaka is struggling a little bit, but still near a point-a-game potential. And at second line, I'm okay with that. Sorelli, Josh Anderson, and where is Beauvillier? Oh man, Beauvillier is not having a good start to the year. So first line's kind of struggling a little bit coming out of the gate. They're not playing bad. The team is not playing bad as a whole, but a cause for concern potentially going forward is our top 6 is not really turned it on yet. Josh Anderson's a point a game player, but mostly assists. I need some goals. Need some goals from that squad. But I'm not going to complain about the results. But cause for concern if James the Real Deal Neal is our leading goal scorer by double, playing on the third line as an 80 overall with AHL top 6 potential. That's worrisome. That is very worrisome going forward. I like that line, but that's worrisome going forward. If James is leading our squad and starts to falter, what's going to happen with the rest of these guys? You guys have to come and meet James Neal. I can't believe I'm saying this. You have to meet James Neal and his 80 overall AHL top 6 production. Come on. All right, defenseman. Gothisbeer. Oh my gosh. Shane Gothisbeer loves the second line. That is gorgeous from a second pairing defenseman paired up with Logan Stanley, who has 0 points, has contributed nothing except keeping Gothisbeer clean. That's his job. Beat people up that get near Shane Gothisbeer and everybody else. He's 6'7", 238 for a reason. Morgan Riley on that first defensive pairing, near a point-a-game player. Devin Taves and Steven Johns. It's 10 games in, so I can't say struggling from a defenseman standpoint, but here's where the kicker is. Look at the plus-minus. Everybody's a plus. That second line is a huge plus. The first line is a very good plus. Brendan Carlo not really producing those points yet, but he's a defensive defenseman. If he keeps Morgan Riley clean and lets him produce, I'm okay with that. And our last acquisition, because that's big acquisition number 1, is Morgan Riley. And I feel like Morgan Riley was a good signing at this point just to let Shane Gothisbeer blow up early. Moving him down to where he's facing lesser quality opponents has definitely done wonders for Shane Gothisbeer. At least early on. We'll see if it continues. And then goalies. Oh my gosh. How did he get in? When did he get in? Who put him in? He must have got in on a he must have got in for Freddie whenever he came out early or something, maybe. That has to be what the case is, because I did not swap him in, but that's a good, but 906, I want to emphasize, I'm going to look at Aiden Hill's stats here real quick. Last year, this was the better goalie of the two we had. 888, we had 892, I should say. Elvis Merzlikins had 892. Okay, 892, 906, that's 14 hundredths of a percentage point up, or thousandths of a percentage point up. Doesn't sound like a lot. 7-1-1. What did I say last year whenever we looked at the goaltending numbers? I said if we had a goalie that gave us 905, 910, 915, 15 to 25 hundredths or thousandths of a percentage better than what we were getting, so essentially 2% better save percentage, would equate out to wins. And so far, I'm looking like a prophet, because at 906, which is only, 1.5% better than what we had last year, we're 7-1-1 through 10. That's phenomenal. And I don't think that's going to last, but I'm hoping it does. And I'm hoping Aiden Hill can, he's not going to be perfect, but I'm hoping maybe he's figuring out something from Freddie here, and maybe he gets better as a result. Maybe a little bit of teacher there, mentor mentality there between Aiden Hill and Frederick Anderson. But this, through 10 games, our team is solid. Our team, the penalty kill is our only true weakness. So that's something that if it continues into the second month, I'll worry about. But after 1 month, Seattle's flying high. We're 8-1-1. We're tops in our division, but we can't look back, because right behind us are the Ducks, the Knights, and the Sharks are all within at least, at worst, 4 points of us taking the lead from us. So still early, very, very early in the season, but there's cause for celebration. Coaching change seems to have been a good kick in the butt for everybody. I guess we'll wrap it up here. We're at about the 45-minute mark. We'll wrap it up here. If you like what you're watching, please subscribe, give us a like. Appreciate any support you give. And as always, till next time, catch you later.